How does glue work? Hi, welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, do you like to use glue? My kids love working on craft projects with glue. They like to cut out paper into fun shapes and then glue that paper to other paper. They come up with all kinds of fun designs. They're always showing me what they come up with, and I am amazed at the stuff they make. Do you like to use the squeeze bottles of glue, like school glue, or do you use the glue sticks? If you use school glue, are you always losing it like my kids do? Daddy, where are the glue sticks? I don't know. Ask Mom. It's kind of a joke in our house. Daddy never knows where the glue sticks are. Have you ever wondered how glue actually works? Why can you spread glue on a surface, then place another object on that surface, and suddenly those two things are stuck together? How does that work? What's so special about glue? I was thinking about this question because I got an email from a curious kid named Felix. He wondered, how does glue work and why does it dry out? Oh yeah, glue can dry out too. I wonder why. Hey, let's figure it all out today. Most glue, especially the kind you use for crafts like white school glue, works because of two things: sticky molecules and drying. Let's start with the sticky molecules. Glue is made of long chain-like molecules called polymers. Can you say polymers? These polymers are a bit like spaghetti noodles. When the glue is wet, those noodles can move around easily. You know how when you pick up spaghetti noodles, they're just all over the place? When you spread glue on paper, those polymer noodles wiggle into tiny, tiny spaces. Spaces so small that you can't even see them with a magnifying glass. So small, they slide in between the fibers of the paper. Then comes the second part, drying. Your glue is mixed with water. That's why it's liquid and easy to squeeze out. We're talking about the squeeze bottles right now. But when the water begins to evaporate into the air, the glue gets thicker and stickier. The glue is losing one of its ingredients that keeps it liquid, and then all of a sudden it starts to harden. Those polymer noodles start grabbing onto the paper fibers and holding tight. Once all the water is gone, the glue hardens and the noodles can't move anymore. It's like they freeze in place and form a really strong ball. Now, different glue works in different ways. School glue dries because water evaporates, but super glue works differently. Instead of drying because water leaves, super glue hardens because it touches water. But what water does it touch? Well, it's touching bits of water that are actually in the air. That's why it sticks so fast. It's just reacting to the air around it that has little bits of water in it. It reacts almost instantly with moisture and forms a hard plastic-like material that grips onto surfaces. That's why super glue is so strong. Now, what about glue sticks? Have you ever noticed that using a glue stick when you spread it out on a piece of paper, it's not quite as strong as using liquid glue? Well, there's a reason for that. See, glue sticks, they're already thick, almost like a soft crayon. So when you rub it on paper, a tiny layer of glue comes off. That thin layer dries quickly and sticks the paper together. So it's not as strong as liquid glue, there aren't as many polymers, but it's great for crafts. Now, why does glue dry out if you leave the cap off? Well, because the water inside the glue is escaping into the air. Without the lid, the water evaporates way faster. And once too much water is gone, the glue turns thick, chunky, or even completely solid. That's why the squeeze bottle gets clogged too. Glue doesn't stick inside the bottle because it's sealed away from air. If no air can get in, the water inside the glue can't evaporate. That's why the glue stays smooth and stretchy inside the container, unless you forget to put the cap back on. So, glue works because its tiny molecules spread out, grab onto things, and then lock in place once they dry. Glue sticks are the least sticky, but that's okay. They work great for crafts. And then super glue, that's the really heavy stuff, and that actually hardens when it touches water. It's interesting the way glue works. Regular school glue, the liquid glue, it hardens by losing its water, and then super glue works by touching water. Very interesting. But no matter what kind of glue you're using, you need to keep it covered so it doesn't dry out. One more thing. My son Isaac wants to remind you all, don't glue things to the wall because you can tear up the wall by doing that. It's very important to him that I let you know that. So there you go. Don't glue things to the wall. Okay, let's have a quick quiz. What are the long chain-like molecules in glue called? Remember the kind of spaghetti type things? They're called polymers. What has to happen for school glue to harden? The water has to evaporate. And what makes super glue dry so fast? It reacts instantly with moisture in the air. And why doesn't glue dry inside the bottle? Because air can't get in, so the water can't evaporate. Let's play true or false. True or false? Glue sticks work because they melt the paper. False. They leave a thin layer of glue that dries quickly. True or false? Super glue hardens when it touches moisture. That is true. True or false? All glue is made the same way. That is false. True or false? Glue dries out faster with the cap off. Yep, that's true. Would you rather have glue that dries instantly or glue that changes colors while drying? I think I'll pick the instantly drying glue. That is always super handy, especially when I'm doing a work project. All right, here's what am I? I've got two today. What am I? I'm something glue can stick to easily. I'm made from tiny fibers. And you probably cut me before you glue me. What am I? I am paper. One more. What am I? I kind of look like chapstick. You twist or push me to use me. And my kids lose me all the time. What am I? I am a glue stick. All right, one more game for you today. It's called Is It Sticky? I'm going to name something and you tell me if that thing is sticky. Are you ready? Is honey sticky? Yep. What about sandpaper? No. Very rough, not sticky. What about tape? Oh yeah, very sticky. How about a balloon? No, not sticky. One more. What about fresh paint? Yeah, that's a little sticky. So today we learned that glue is full of tiny polymer chains that wiggle into small spaces. Then, as the water evaporates, those chains lock everything together. You can use glue for so many things, from small projects like a school project or a craft, all the way up to big things. Like, I used super glue to finish a project down on our playground outside. I used it to lock some monkey bars in place when they were being a little wiggly. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it's been a couple of years and those monkey bars have not moved an inch. Glue is amazing. That was super glue I used, by the way. That was the really tough stuff. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And to all the grown-ups listening, thank you so much for telling other parents about this show. Please visit CuriousKidsEveryday.com to get a free printable with activity ideas that don't involve screens. Those are the best kinds of adventures to have. That's CuriousKidsEveryday.com. See you tomorrow.